Hi, in order to celebrate the World Climate Day, I would like to address a few points on how business can be one of the key actors to promote understanding of climate change, as well as the action that they can really contribute to this situation. Since we know that climate change has become an increasing the concern, and because of the fact that we human beings depend a lot on fossil fuels and non-renewable resources. All of these issues have inflated people's carbon footprint worldwide. Despite the greater access to clean energy and advantage of the business case for sustainability, the effect of climate change are not getting any better. As such, I suggest we should talk about how business leaders or those who have the authority in business work in the way that they show their understanding of the issues and navigate the challenge in ever-changing landscape. Why we should talk about that? I mentioned perhaps three aspects that the climate issue can impact global business. Well, first, let's talk about the emission instability. Since we are aware of, from the data, we are aware of the fact that global emission are the biggest contributing factor for climate change, and the emission of greenhouse gas from industry can be problematic. And rapid response to carbon dioxide emission can make a substantial difference in climate health in the world. When you talk about emission, they can really generate energy intensity, actually by high level of energy intensity, that's emission, or the amount of energy required to produce a given output. So higher level of energy intensity produce higher total emission. That's what it is. And that's also related to number of population that has been growing and the GDP per capita. So as population and GDP per capita increase, emission also rise. Also, if you look at stat from the International Energy Agency global carbon emission point, they found that the carbon emission rose by 6% last year. That is the highest level in human history, right? So this problem has been compounded by individuals with access to common resources who use them without mindful concern. I always use that term for the negative impact of the depletion. So resources depletion can be one issue we have to think of. The second issue, I live in Thailand where issue on cross-border pollution can be seen quite easily. You know, environmental externalities are significant issues, not only in Southeast Asia where I reside, but also in global sustainability effort. So cross-border pollution is highly difficult to prevent because, you know, when you think of the flow of air and water that come with pollution, that spread from adjacent countries, regardless of international regulations. When you think of the time when they burn the forests in some part in Asia, in Southeast Asia, and with a strong wind, it just moved all over. So this externality is difficult to resolve since the carbon dioxide molecule origin isn't relevant to its effect on climate. And the last point, which I think is important, is we have to be certain about risings of stress, you know, psychological stress. It's important. If you look at the cause of modern day anxiety and stress, change in weather, as well as news about climate change or the impact of climate change, such as flood or prolonged drought. You know, all of these can be problems. In Thailand, for example, we are facing this ongoing issue on flood, and this have been increasingly associated with cases of depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. So I suggest that we should take this issue very seriously. Otherwise, this can also contribute to other factors such as exacerbation of poverty and or issues on the fact that certain industry such as tourism, food, and agriculture can be hit very badly by climate change. So let's take action on this issue together.